guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new drugstore foundation. So exciting! The NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. I don't think the drugstore came out with enough foundations last year, so I was so excited to see this one launch. As always, I will have timestamps down below if you'd like to skip ahead, if you want to see flash photo, how it looks in natural light. I'm going to be wearing it throughout the entire day. You can skip ahead, and as always, if you enjoy this style of video, be sure to subscribe, but let's go ahead and get started. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, I've done a couple of these videos now where my friend Cheryl and I collaborate so that hopefully it'll make it a little bit more helpful for you if you're trying to figure out if you want to buy this foundation. So I'll link Cheryl's review down below. Makeup by Cheryl, fabulous, a Canadian YouTuber. If you don't follow her, she has a more of a drier skin type, so I think that will be helpful. It's good to be able to get both of our opinions. I'm a little bit more combination, sort of depends, tend to have a little bit of a sweaty face here and there, so I will link to her review down below. Whether or not you're curious to see her review this foundation, definitely subscribe to her. She does tons of Sephora hauls, she does drugstore, high-end, a little bit of everything. Gorgeous, gorgeous makeup looks, like beautiful, sparkly, beautiful. I will link her down below, but my initial thoughts on this foundation were disappointment. I won't lie to you, I was really upset to see the way that this shade looked. So this is in the shade Caramel, and I'm going to show you this swatched next to. Okay, I can only show you it swatched next to one because for some reason my Can't Stop Won't Stop, the pump has stopped working on it. But anyways, the NYX shade in Caramel has been my shade pretty consistently throughout the lines. This is NYX Blur With Me Caramel. This is NYX Born to Glow, one of my favorites. And even if I just show you the packaging of the Can't Stop Won't Stop, you can see it much like it's a very, very close match to the bottom shade, which is the other one. So like that should be Caramel. This is a fully different shade, so don't call it Caramel. You know what I mean? Like that's fine if you don't have caramel in this line, but do not call it Caramel. Like it drives me wild. Or say, hey, if you're caramel in this one, no, you're not necessarily going to be caramel in that one. It's like, you guys, you're in a factory. You must be able to see these shades. Somebody has to be comparing them in some way, shape, or form. So that to me is just really disappointing and annoying. But besides that, from the rant, I got this for $17 on the Amazon Canada website, so it'll be a little bit less in the US. You are getting 1 fluid ounce in here, or 30 milliliters, which is the average size of a foundation. And it says it's a medium coverage matte blurred finish. And it also says to shake well. And the thing is, if you just shake it like this, like you can get a good shake going, but I would really go for it if I was you. I'm trying to mix it up. So when I put this on my face, you're gonna be shocked. Like, it is wild to me how orange this goes on. I am able to make it work. Is it a shade that I'm comfortable with? No. But I'm able to kind of judge the, you know, the finish, the wear time, all of that. But stark difference between the two. Definitely have to bring it down the neck. It looks like, it doesn't even look like a skin color really going on the skin. And it's just surprising to me because NYX to me I've always kind of considered to be like the MAC of drugstore brands, in that they've always had really great, they've you know, had some of the best shade ranges for foundations at the drugstore, and then they also have a lot of color when it comes to eyeshadow, blushes, lipstick, and I really appreciate that. So this feels like, you know, we've been set back a little bit here, like old school drugstore, everything's super orange, super pink. But they say it has 24 diverse shades formulated to enhance your color and tone, medium buildable coverage with a matte blurred finish, feels lightweight on the skin, provides 12-hour hydration, which is interesting claim for a mattifying foundation. Formulated with glycerin, matcha, and niacinamide for skin so smooth, no filter needed. And I will say, the smoothing, blurring thing really does feel quite true with this foundation. You tell me, but I feel like it really does look blurring. I've taken photos with this, I have filmed with it, I have taken like iPhone versus like my real camera filming, and it always looks good. Especially when I've had it blended in, and when I put on the rest of my makeup, I can make it kind of come together. I am very curious to try the shades just below. I had someone say they looked really, really neutral and gray. Somebody else said they're all orange no matter what. Because it's not necessarily the color of this that's bad. It's like the undertone is so deeply orange, as opposed to like even a yellowy golden I would prefer over something orange. But it definitely has a soft blurred look on the skin. Got some breakouts, but I can get up close and I think you can see it looks quite nice. And it doesn't feel dry. Like the finish is on the matte side, but my skin does not feel like, it still feels hydrated. It feels really good and it feels lightweight. I don't notice any particular scent. And they also say to feel free to layer for fuller coverage. A little bit goes a long way, and I absolutely agree. And I'm reaching for a brush with this foundation over a sponge. I haven't done much in the way of sponge. Do you feel like it's a little bit darker on my acne marks there? It's like borderline wanting to be a mousse formula. But I'm going to go ahead now, put on the rest of my makeup. I'll take some photos because I'm very curious to see how it's going to perform, and then I'll be right back. Back with the rest of my makeup on now, and I think things look really good. It's got a matte look to it. I've got some highlighter on. If this was an average day and I wasn't testing out the wear of the foundation, I would definitely be reaching for a setting spray. That's very typical of my routine. So it's not that my face feels like tight or dry, but I am missing having that setting spray, but that's pretty much with any foundation because I'm addicted to setting spray. But I want to definitely show you how it wears throughout the day. I do actually hope to wear this to an event tonight, so let's hope it continues to wear well. But I think it looks really smooth. The shade looks a lot better. I wouldn't be like embarrassed to leave the house like this, but it's definitely not my preferred shade. But I think with highlighter and concealer, bronzer, everything has kind of come together. As for the photos, I think you can see it looks good here in my studio lighting. There's not a ton of like reflect. It is a more of a matte, kind of soft, blurry finish. And then in flash photo, I thought it looked good as well. No major flashback or anything like that. Didn't expect it considering how orange it is and there's no SPF in there. So I think it looks quite good. But I will go ahead and wear this for a couple of hours and check back with you in some natural light. Time for my midday check-in in some natural light, and I think things look good. I think as you can see, the shade doesn't look, you know, completely different. It's not the best match I've ever had by any means, but definitely wearable. It hasn't oxidized or it hasn't gotten any darker, any more orange, which I very, very much appreciate. And I definitely like this as my natural oils come through. This is kind of the look that I would have been going for right from the beginning. If I had added some setting spray, it would have given me that little bit of a, you know, a little bit more natural look to the skin. It didn't look flat and matte to begin with, but that's just very much my own personal preference. Nothing has moved around. It still feels really good. It feels a little bit heavier than when I first put it on because my natural oils are coming through, but it doesn't feel heavy by any means or look cakey either. If we get a little bit closer up, things still look good and it does look a little more natural with time. So I will continue to wear this for a few more hours and check back with you this evening. So it's the end of my makeup day, kind of. Because this has performed quite well, I am going to continue to wear this, and I'm leaving my house in about an hour to go out, so I'm going to refresh before I do that. So that initially says something about how I feel about this foundation. Outside of the shade match, I really love this. I think it gives a beautiful matte finish. I think it really does blur like it says it does. It has beautiful coverage, medium buildable. If you want to like spot conceal after the fact, that's always my preference to make it not look too heavy. I wouldn't build it up a ton more or really any more than I have it built up right now on my face because it is a bit of a thicker formula. It did not oxidize. Now that my natural oils have come through, I'm much happier with the way it looks on my skin, and I think it's really beautiful. So definitely recommend this for an oilier skin type. If you have normal to combo, I think you could definitely enjoy this, and this is not to say that those with dry skin couldn't enjoy. It's not that it's like a dry, tight feeling on the skin, but it definitely has a more matte look, and if you have no natural oils to come through, then it may not give you the look that you're looking for, but it could have really great wear time. So it might be the kind of thing that you maybe want to pair with a great hydrating base or a really hydrating setting spray or something to sort of, you know, up the hydration throughout the day. But overall, I have to say I'm super, super impressed with this. Incredibly disappointed with the caramel shade. But outside of that, if I can look past that, I think it really is a beautiful foundation, especially from the drugstore. Love to see it. I really do love NYX's foundation. So I am just, you know, I expect better of them, right? Especially considering they've had such good consistency throughout their shade range. But other than that, I definitely give this foundation top marks. I think it looks beautiful, it wears beautifully, great price, drugstore, cruelty-free, really, really impressive. So I think it's really nice. Let me know if you have tried it. Be sure to check out Cheryl's review. That's probably what I'm doing right now, is watching her video along with you. So I'll see what she thinks. But as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!